summon some of these.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and today I'm playing with Yuna, Hope of Spira. This is a Enchantress commander that gives your enchantment creatures and herself trample, lifelink, and ward on your turn. And she also brings back enchantments from the graveyard in your end step, which is a great way to, I don't know, cheat in Bahamut. Why pay 9 mana or 8 mana for some of these giant, scary enchantments when instead you can just put them in your graveyard and bring them out for free with Yuna? Unlike most enchantress stacks like Calyx and Sithis, you're not enchanting your own creatures very much with big auras. You're not pumping out tons and tons of enchantments. You're instead focusing on just a few enchantments, the biggest and the best of them. And of course, playing some new summons that help fill up your graveyard so you can get even more creatures out. Yuna is terrifying, and because she protects herself on the turn she comes down, is tricky to get rid of. So let's take Yuna into the queue and start cheating out some summons. Ashiok, Nightmare, Weaver. This is going to be exiling the top of my deck and then putting those cards into play as long as they have enough loyalty to do so. Ashiok's hard to get rid of. They have a super high loyalty, 5 loyalty on 3 mana. So dealing damage is going to be hard, but thankfully we have lots of exiling removal because this is an enchantment deck and that's what we do. I can also use Fenrir here to get a little bit of ramp, unless this gets countered, to try to get Yuna out next turn. This is probably going to be full of counter spells and kill spells, various control pieces to keep everything, well, under control while they set up Ashiok. I also built this Ashiok as a crime deck, so I wouldn't be surprised if they did the same or similar. So now I have 4 mana, 5 next turn for Yuna, and they're stealing. Okay, it's totally Ashiok crime. If you're into mere colors, why not play a hostage taker? Next creature I play will have an extra +1/+1 counter, and I will name Human for Yuna. She can't be countered. And now this has lifelink, trample, and ward 2. And they're stealing from me again. Swinging in. 3 damage. Let's go. Number go up. I don't have any enchantments in my graveyard, so Yuna doesn't bring anything back. But this will put itself in the graveyard next turn because it runs out of chapters, as sagas do. So they're going to cast out Yuna, which is actually totally fine with me because I can get rid of the cast out. And also it's my cast out. So I think I'll actually use this borrowed time to do it. Jukai Naturalist. It's technically a human. Calyx. Now it's been discounted. I'll put a counter on you. And I will borrow the time of that cast out. Remember, that's my cast out. They stole it from me. So Yuna's back, and Yuna grabs Fenrir. A good explosive start. Wow, everybody here is getting very large. Very large and in charge. Perfect. Unfortunately, because I didn't load up all one creature with those counters, I left myself pretty susceptible to languish. But it's okay, because Yuna stands alone! And Yuna will bring back everybody else. I imagine they're running other board wipes, too. I don't know, what a sweet turn to get undone. I think I'll start with this Dredger's Insight, see if I can put anything more interesting in my graveyard. This also lets me discard things. Eidolon or Sithis. I'm gonna grab the Sithis back, I think, for free. Since this draws on its own cast, so I'd get a little bit more, like, right away. And Do I want to go for Calyx or Sithis first? Calyx. I want clones. I already have the card draw off the constellation here. Yeah, Constellation is especially good with Yuna over Sithis, which is only based on casting, because you're putting enchantments into play. Key to the Archives has a chance of getting them any of these spells from the Mystic Archives. Is that my key to the archive? It is my key to the archive. It's in this deck because it is a very good card. It's ramp, and it also lets me discard a card from my hand. So, you know, kind of doing it all for me. Yuna. You ready to give them the business? They dropped a Sapphire Medallion. And they're gonna kill Calyx. Okay, that's fine. I already milled my Lush Portico. I can conquer the key? Sure. Permanently exiling my key to the archive, drawing a card, and getting my opponent to concede. This is going to eventually end up in my graveyard again, and then I can bring it back. It's recurable removal. This has got to be one of my favorite kinds. GG Ashiok. Sephiroth, Fabled Soldier, is going to be killing and sacrificing things to try to have 4 creatures other than Sephiroth die in a turn. Wow, you got the fancy alt art, huh? Because when they do, he turns into Sephiroth, the One-Winged Angel, which turns that same ability into an emblem. It's really good. Now, I want to surveil the biggest, baddest, nastiest enchant... Okay, Teachings of the Kieran. I'll still put that in my graveyard. I want to surveil the biggest, baddest, okay, whatever, into my graveyard. Fine. It's a Runeblade Razor. Oh, it's a recurable creature. Nice. Help, I'm under duress. They can hit either Key to the Archive or Turn Timber Symbiosis. Key is a good choice. I'm not blocking. Forcer of the Crufix lets me play lands from the top of my deck, which is pretty nice when you have big, expensive enchantments, which ideally I'm cheating into play, but sometimes I'll have to cast them. Hi, Sephiroth. They eat up this creature. It's going to come back once for free. Welcome back, Runeblade Razor. Jukai Naturalist. Some Mirari's Wake on top. Now it's on top. Razorverge Thicket. Perfect. Pass the turn. Getting Sephiroth to flip is definitely not impossible, but it's a little tricky. Something like Grave Pact will definitely help. I'm gonna play these lands first. I'm trying to decide if I want to go for, like, Mirari's Wake here. Yeah, wake me up. I have enough for Yuna, but it's gonna depend on what I get, what I draw here. I have 6 mana. With 6 mana, I'd just be bringing back Teachings of the Kieran and getting the ward here. I think I'd rather Eidolon of Blossoms. Sweet. Strength of the Harvest or Restoration of Iganjo. Strong. Very strong Sithis. Paint a target on her back. Keep drawing cards. And I will swing in with everyone here. Remember, if their stuff dies, I have to sacrifice a creature. But I'm very okay with sacrificing creatures because of the whole Yuna brings these back. All of these are enchantment creatures right now. Yeah, I think my favorite way in my Sephiroth deck to flip him over is Blood on the Snow. I don't think they're a Blood on the Snow player, though, because they don't have snow lands. With Blood on the Snow, you can kill the entire board, get the triggers on the stack, have Sephiroth come back, the triggers resolve, and he transforms. At least it should work. So the Sithis had marked damage on her and lost some toughness, but she was still big enough to survive. Here's a Blood Artist. Sephiroth, you are sure in the graveyard. Ah, and being victimized. A creature died. I'll sacrifice a creature. Then they sacrifice another creature. So I'm going to have to sacrifice both of mine. Mm-hmm. And how many times was that? Is there a counter? Not enough. Wow, I have a lot of mana, don't I? I'm gonna actually start with the Turn Timber to see if I get something worth cloning on Springheart. Yes. Also yes. Okay, do I want infinity mana? No, I want Rhythm as a Dancer. Oh boy, is she ever. We're doing things, doing things, doing things. Yuna's like, what about me? What about you? What about you? Main character syndrome. Is she even the main character? Kind of. She's kind of the main character. She's the main character enough. So now if they have like a board wipe that leaves just Sephiroth alive, or like a Massacre Worm, those would all work. Okay, awesome. So I've rebuilt the board. I'm really glad I decided to start with that Turn Timber. Meathook Massacre! It's not a worm, but it'll do. Sephiroth is going to trigger, and then he's going to go flip over. So now they have a flyer. They have that same ability. But I have so much power in the air. Do any of you remove things? I'm gonna actually see if I can, like, mill some removal and then bring it back. Because I think I can just kill them if I get rid of Sephiroth as a blocker. Because then I have Strength at Harvest. We big, we huge, we win the game. Genius. GG. Cloud X Soldier. This is one of the commander deck cards. This is the face commander of the Final Fantasy VII deck. And Cloud, I believe, does a bunch of big equipment stuff. I'm going to keep this. He costs 5. He has haste. When he enters, you equip him for free. Awesome. When he attacks, he draws a card for each equipment. Oh, each equipped attacking creature. And if he has 7 or more power, he makes treasures. So just kind of an all-around doing stuff for equipment decks. It feels kind of like a Sir Conrad Plus. I like that. Different colors. Less knighty, more mighty. Rampant growth. They're ramping. I will also ramp. I'm going to use the Sanctum Weaver. You think they'll have a secret commander of Cheshire? Except Cheshire's not in Arena. I have a Gruul Modify deck I play in paper, and Cheshire is so good in it. That is an issue for me because of the whole protection thing. Let's see what I hit off this. I will not pay the 1. If they don't have creatures to equip, it's fine. Ignore that Cloud can have the equipment. Okay, land, Garfield, Destiny Spinner. And I did get Teachings of the Kirin in the graveyard, which I could maybe bring back with Yuna later. So now I have 3 mana to work with. I'm just going to accept that I'm going to get hit by Cloud if they play another land. Aww. Thank you so much for watching. President Nixon, what a name. Thank you for the bits, thank you for the sub. And I hope things look up for you. Yeah, it's time for some Naya value. They hit 2 lands, but they can play an extra land this turn. They can move this equipment around, but I think that Cloud's a reprobate. I will pay 1. Chat, what do you think? Is Cloud a reprobate? Yes, totally. Okay, excellent. I'm gonna grab this Teachings of the Kirin, which makes me a colorless blocker. Yay! Only on weekends. Nice. This is in here because it's a decent value card. It also flips over and thus clears the finality counter on it from Yuna's reanimation. Cloud's just out here being a coward. I don't remember that being how Final Fantasy VII goes. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow, you have a lot of mana. I guess they did ramp early. I also have a lot of mana because of Sanctum Weaver. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, sweet. I can summon Knights at a round next turn. I don't know if they have like a way to suddenly destroy my reprobation. Okay. Aether Spark's gonna get some counters. This didn't have any abilities because I had put the aura on after he had been equipped. If they had like moved the equipment off him and then back onto him, I think it would have worked though. Put a +1/+1 counter on. I don't know, Enduring Vitality? Yuna, you can have a counter. I'm gonna play Tony. This Tony. And then summon Knights of the Round, baby! It's indestructible. It makes me 6 power and toughness every turn. A fair reason to concede. It's Yuffie. Or, I should say, it's Yuriko, which means that this hand is completely unkeepable. This is a little better, not great, but I'm going to keep it. This is a card that is going to be cheating itself into play. It always costs essentially 2 mana, and it doesn't get cast, so it just puts itself into play. They're going to be playing some cheap evasive creatures. If one of those attacks and doesn't get blocked, and many of them say they can't be blocked, well, then it hits me. And there's not much I can do about it. Well, actually, Yuriko hits me. And then when Yuriko hits me, they look at the top of their deck, and they reveal it to me, and I lose a ton of life. That's how it is. Shard Mage's Rescue. With this hand, that's okay. They've already shown the, thing I can't block, so I can use this to protect Sanctum Weaver while I try to, turbo ramp up to Yuna. Was Yuriko in Arena before? No, she was not. Yuriko, I would say just in general, menace. Menace of a commander, especially at, more casual tables. The person playing Yuriko will usually get ganged up on, and that is the complete correct thing to do. And in 1v1, because of her color, she's in Dimir. She's especially oppressive because she's essentially card advantage to get more tempo. She's an incredible tempo commander. The Sanctum Weaver might get killed. I'm really hoping it will stick out here. Is it going to get subtletied? Yep, it's actually going back on top of my deck. Rough! So, Yuriko's going to hit me again. Yeah, Commander Ninjutsu never gets taxed, so killing her is actually usually not that good of a thing to do. You want to be able to block her and all the other ninjas. Right now, I was about to say, they've only shown one ninja. There's another Moon Circuit hacker. Did they exile the Malcolm? I guess he's not a ninja. She's an infinitely saddled Snorse. Yes. Yes, people will oftentimes play ways to kill their own Yuriko, like the flares somebody mentioned. There's the black flare, Flare of Malice. I don't remember the name of the blue flare, but it's also quite good because it's allowing you to sacrifice her to cheat her out again so you can hit. So if I block her, another ninja is still hitting me here. But I don't want to use this Shard Mage's rescue unless I really, really have to. So let's see what they get. Remember, each ninja that hits triggered this. This is not a 1 or more. And also Psychic Frog is going to draw a card. But drawing a card, slightly less scary than the reveal and I lose life. All right, you also get a Scry. So they know what card is on top. Flare of Denial. That's the counter spell. Thank you for knowing things. So I'm down to 11. They have 5 mana. And an extra turn. Well then. I guess I will try to kill this since the extra turn happened. They're going to get lots and lots and lots and lots of cards anyway. Aha! Protect! Go, rescue me! Yeah, I wouldn't mind her getting an alchemy-style errata. Come on, guys, make use of the fact that we're a digital-only format. Wizards of the Coast, please. I beg of thee. I'll block the Moon Circuit hacker since I have the 1 additional toughness. And it's an ingenious infiltrator. Ninja's hidden, draws more cards. And it's a ninja, so it'll trigger twice here. And so will Yuriko, so I lose 1. Oh, thank God it's 0. That's unblockable. Great. Okay, so I have 5 mana here. They didn't play anything. Yeah, okay. I was gonna have a way to cast out, but I guess not. It's tempo! And so that's gonna be the end of the game. I did what I could, but what I could do was not enough. Come, kill me. Okay, well, technically they're not showing lethal, but this is one of those, like, if you don't, I'm gonna deal an additional 3 to me. Ooh, somebody here is saying they watched my video with Jesse Cox. Oh, where I talked about Magic the Gathering. Is there a place to find my playlist of the Final Fantasy music? So it's a modified version of my normal stream playlist, but it's on Spotify and it's called Finalizing My Fantasies. It's just all the Final Fantasy songs from my normal playlist. So they brainstormed to dig through time to the top of their deck. I lose 8 and I lose the game. GG, Yuriko. I wish you weren't in this format. Chulane, Teller of Tales. can go pretty dang deep into the deck because whenever you cast a creature, you growth spiral, drawing a card and putting a land into play. And if you have some land fall, then you can get even more mana, so you can cast more creatures, so you can draw more cards and keep going and going and going. And being in Bant colors, that means that Chulane is very good at protecting himself, ramping, and playing some good utility creatures. Not just ones that ramp, though usually there's a ton of mana dorks in this deck, but ones that can exile your opponent's cards, bounce them, or get more things into your hand so you can keep casting things. There's a couple like pseudo infinites with Chulane, there's like intruder alarm with Chulane. There's a lot of good things for the Chulane player, not for me. I will discount my big ol' spells. Awesome. Enchantment spells cost less. That's good. I also have Overwhelming Splendor in my hand and a way to put it in my graveyard, so I don't have to cast it. Hopefully I can cheat it out with Yuna. Boop, 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 boop. What's good, Spirited Companion? Oh, Lion Sash. Just more cheap, good utility creatures. This one drew them a card. This one hates on graveyards, which... There goes that plan. I'll have to do it all at once. I'll have to, like, have the Yuna out, wait until they're tapped out. Something, something, something. Win the game. Or at least try to. Nesting Grounds lets me move things, move things off of my creatures, or from creature to creature. I'm gonna get rid of Lion Sash because I am a graveyard deck. Play the Arid Mesa, planning to fetch into my Surveil land, and use that Surveil land to try to put a giant enchantment in my graveyard, like Bahamut. You have something that's a free spell. I assume it's like a Subtlety, but Subtlety can't hit the non-creature spells. Timeless Witness, they want to bring back Assimilation Aegis, which does let them exile a creature and then become the creature. I Surveil. That's just the land. I'll keep the land. Oh, actually, they got the Arid Mesa back. That's also a good choice. I'll use Key to the Archive. It is key that I play this card. Let's see, we got a Counterspell, a Corrosion Grip, and a D-Spark. I'm gonna go with D-Spark to hit Chulane and put that in my graveyard. Now, I know I have, like, enough mana to just cast it, but that's not what the deck does. This deck is about cheating enchantments into play with Yuna, even though sometimes... like, the difference between 5 mana and 8 mana is smaller than you'd think it is. Because it's Brawl. Oh, hey, Bahamut. No. Don't do that. Don't want you using the Key to the Archive because it's my only access to the D-Spark. Mystic Snake! Okay. I could either Flowering of the White Tree here, or I could hold the D-Spark. Hold the D-Spark. I still think they also have, like, a Subtlety or something, though. The not-so-subtle Subtlety. I just got a message from, Niall. Some of you may know her. She also does magic things. She's currently, looking at one of my deck lists and, told me that she loves the card Liar's Pendulum. She'd never seen it before. And that came up because, I have a Celestial Toymaker deck in paper which I'm going to go ahead and say is my funniest deck. The deck is so perfectly stupid. It's all about making people make bad decisions. I will 10 out of 10 recommend that deck if you are looking to be just kind of a little goblin. This is a creature. Do I just go for casting it? Should I go for Yuna again? Yeah, we're getting to the point where it's just, I'm just casting the spells. Oh, yeah. Liar's Pendulum. You choose a card name. Your opponent has to guess if the card is in your hand. Then you reveal your hand. And if your opponent guessed wrong, you draw a card. It's great. Oh, it was Solitude. Okay. Rip Bahamut. Dang. Is Dredger's Insight in my deck? Yes. You can always check what's in my deck if you're watching on stream by typing !deck. Or if you're watching the video, the deck list is in the description. The reason I'm not trading into this is because I don't want them to be able to eternalize it. Yuna! For real? She lived? She lived? She might still go away? Aww. Well... I guess. Have I done the thing? Yes. Is this person in particular very good at stopping me from doing the thing? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Okay. Logrella, are you going to put my Jukai Naturalist in jail? Yeah, so by the way, this is a Chulane Blink deck. You might have kind of gathered that from the cards they've been playing. Very good to enter the battlefield stuff. Please? For real? I actually get Yuna out? I've done it! Yuna is in play! She's got Ward 3. And they can pay Ward 3. Once again, Yuna returns. So they can blink Logrella to get this, the Timeless Witness, to get the Path to Exile or the Mystic Snake or something back. Bruh? Yeah, you're telling me. I got all the mana in the gosh darn world. Watch this. D-Spark. Chulane isn't real and he can't hurt me. I have no idea why you did not tap for the colors of the spell, but sure. Yuna! Knights of the Round! I am immediately going to move one of the lore counters from this onto, I don't know, Nyx Bloom Ancient. Reason, he wants it. He wants it so bad. Pass the turn. I hope you enjoy your splendor. Their creatures have no abilities. Never have, never will. Gigi. Ureni of the Unwritten. They're going to be ramping up into dragons and then cheating dragons into play whenever Ureni enters or attacks. I'm just going to use this curse and say Ureni costs 2 more mana. Ureni of the Unwritten. There's 2 different Ureni, so make sure you're looking at the right one. Don't have a Borborygmos moment. Sithis, if she survives, will be some good life gain card draw. She's kind of the alternate commander for this deck. Hey, Cryptic Zero, thank you for the sub. I tap this to enchant this. Drawing cards. Oh. So I was going to ramp here with Overlord. But getting Destiny Spinner, I like even more. I'm going to swing in with Sithis, offer them a trade. One of the best cards in my deck for one of the best ramp cards. But I had to Shard Mage's Rescue, so wouldn't have actually traded. They will have counter spells in their deck. Probably not that many, but most Ureni decks are running, you know, Mana Drain. Because it helps you cast your commander faster. Doesn't Ureni cost enough already? No. No, he doesn't. A 1, a 2. Any use of that mana? Please do not inflate the Ureni. Ooh, where are you dealing damage? And how much? It's true. Mana Drain still gives you the mana through uncounterability. I'm going to save Sithis. Also draw more cards. Yeah! Card draw! So they revealed Corlessa! Oh, that's like a kind of nice one. I don't actually have any enchantments in my graveyard yet, so... Overlord of the Hauntwoods. We ramp, we draw. We swing! Moonblessed Cleric is one of those very fun cards in this deck because you can do things like play her and then play one of the milling enchantments to put the card directly into the graveyard. Or if you just have enough mana, cast the card. Why not? Ooh, Miriam doubles their dragons. I don't have removal, but that is very scary. I'm going to play this Weaver of Harmony. Or is there... She has Ward 2. I'm trying to see if I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, drawing the card. There's no piece of removal that would be able to hit the Miriam. Okay, Weaver of Harmony. What do I got? Damn. I'm just that good. I just top-decked the removal. Oh, and by the way, if you're wondering, but Amy, it can't be countered. The spell can't be countered. The ability can still be countered. And most enchantments outside of... I guess I have the Reprobation in this. Turning things into a coward. Most of them do not target on the cast. They target when they enter. Hi, Corlessa. But I guess I could have turned her into a reprobate. An uncounterable Corlessa. A magmatic Hellkite destroying one of my lands. Non-basic only. I get another basic. It comes in tapped. Rad. And it's stunned. I could just cast it. I'm running into the problem of I can just cast my incredibly good spells. That's fine. Do the thing. Everybody in. It's trample damage. Make them block. It's also life gain. Yay, life gain. We deal some damage, deal some damage, deal some damage. Thank you, Trample. Win the game. I didn't actually know that was lethal, but I'm happy that it was. It's Yoshi P, the Wandering Minstrel, a 5-color Towns commander. Makes all of your lands come in untapped, which is great with a lot of ramping cards that would otherwise make your lands enter tapped. I imagine this is going to be like a 5-color landfall commander. I don't even know if you actually run Towns in this deck, because I haven't run into the Wandering Minstrel before. This is a pretty cool deck, though, since it also has, like, 2 specific town payoffs if you're doing things with towns, but I don't know if they are. I guess I'll just go ahead and curse the Wandering Minstrel. Make it so it's a little bit slower to come out. Wandering Minstrel. Wow, that's a lot of wanderings. Yeah, it's a very nice draw to get. Yeah, there's not many ways to turn things into towns. Somebody mentioned Omo. Yeah, Omo is a way to make things into a town. I'll hit their ramp. I feel like, in general, that bolting the bird, exiling of Avacyn's Pilgrim, good things to do early on. You know that they're ramping into something, though, because they're playing multiple pieces of turn 1 ramp. Exile the Monk. Okay, and Chrome Mox. What got put in exile? Party Thrasher. Now they're playing the One Ring. I have a feeling this might actually be, like, a no actual lands deck or something weird. Because these are all MDFCs. Well then. I guess I'll just do what I'm doing and exile the One Ring. I've got exiling removal. I may as well use it. Yeah, is this going to be a Charbelcher deck? Because I'm seeing these and it makes me feel like it's going to be Charbelcher. But again, this is the first of these I've run into. Okay, so this is a tutor and another one of these. I think it's a Charbelcher deck. So here's what they have to do. Play Charbelcher. Activate Charbelcher. They win the game. That's the jam. I don't think I need to hit this. They don't have towns. So I'll just throw down the Overlord of the Mistmores. President Nixon, thank you for the subscription. What a name to have on Twitch. A Dark Ritual. They said yeehaw. And there's the Charbelcher. They have 3 mana. And there we go. There's no actual lands in their deck. It's probably just these MDFCs and tutors. And then they Charbelcher. We got the read right. But I didn't have a way to stop it. GG. Gilgamesh Weapon Collector. Is that the one that's actually a Godo? It is Godo. Godo is an absurdly strong equipment commander. The thing that makes it a little bit, you know, more palatable for me, the person across the table, is that it does cost 6 mana. But when it enters, it tutors for an equipment, puts the equipment into play, and takes extra combats. It's really doing a lot for attacking creatures. Yeah, you get out your Helm of the Host, you equip the Helm of the Host, you get additional attack phases. Something, something, something gaming. Here we go. Charming Scoundrel. How charming. Are they going to discard? Nope, they're going to ramp. Yeah, you need some ramp for it. Sure, I'll trade. Hoping to bring that back. I don't have any of my discard pieces here. I just have removal in hand and then, like, Overwhelming Splendor. I guess I could technically use Sheltered by Ghost and exile their treasure. I'm not going to. Might use it on the stockpile, though. Oh, yeah, we have 2 Zanarkand playing. Perfect. And I'll attack for 1 life-linking damage. rune-carved obelisk. And they also got haste here with Arena of Glory. Good news, I have Get Lost, so I don't have to play Yuna this next turn. I will if I manage to surveil something like amazing into the graveyard. This is something I can just cast. Cast and hold up for the Get Lost. Gonna use that Arena of Glory. Start with Celestus. Sure, you got a lot of rocks there. Have I tried to make a deck with Gogo yet? No. No, I haven't. Okay, Yuna. Bring back that outside for protection. And I still have the Get Lost. Once they get an equipment, they get to double it. You sure aren't doing things with Godo. Well then. You may have waited too long. Because if you wait too long, then you're gonna get splendored. Because this is not a small enchantment stack. It's a big enchantment stack. And red is, I'll say typically, not very good at dealing with enchantments. So that's in play. And I think it probably hoses their deck. They did ramp, though. It's Vivi, one of the scariest new commanders. Vivi makes your spells give power, give mana, and damage. Any non-creature spell is going to add up to a lot of value with Vivi. He grows as you cast the spells, he pings as you get the spells, and you just activate once during each of your turns to get mana based on his power. He can be really explosive. He can be Storm, he could be like an Is It Good stuff. I built my deck to be kind of like an Is It mid-rangey spells deck, but I know somebody out there is going to be building Vivi as like the most bomb Storm commander. I'm going to put this Flowering of the White Tree into the graveyard because I need lands, and I'm planning on playing the Jukai Naturalist next turn anyway. Pro Mox, gonna go for the early Vivi. I personally like these zero-cost spells for Vivi like right after. But them getting out the Vivi before I can get my discounts really rough because it means that I can't remove it. I will go for more white mana. Here's the Naturalist. Now this could get shocked, bolted, abraded, suplexed. Lots of options. Ooh, a Prismari commanded. They have 4 mana to work with, but I feel like overall they're going to spend way more than 4 mana this turn. Unless they just didn't have it. Flame of Anor! Could get Flame of Anored. My discounts! Now how am I supposed to borrow time? So they have enough mana to equip this. It looks like they're not going for the equip. They're going to go for Seeking New Knowledge. As I said, Vivi's explosive. Land? Oh, thank goodness. Okay. 10,000 Years Dungeon. Vivi is one of the most kill-on-sight commanders I think I've ever seen. You gotta get rid of him. You gotta get rid of him. He's back! And I don't have things, so I'm gonna play this Setessan Champion and hope for the best. She gives me card draw in the future. He's just a little guy. He's just a little guy? He's not so little. Why did they give me extra power? Instead of Vivi, because that would have gotten you more mana. Maybe they forgot what card this was. Okay, so it looks like, by the way, that they might be doing some Vivi storming. Because they played so many cantrips. They tutor. Vivi is essentially a construct, yes. No, I think they've already activated Vivi, so they don't have the mana this turn. They can use Pact pretty freely because on their next upkeep, they can just activate him to get all that mana used up. So they can protect him very well here. Remember how I removed Vivi? Like a turn cycle ago? Doesn't matter. You back. Down to 9. Can I remove him again? Not with the current cards I have. If I do anything impactful, they also packed it. Get him! Yeah. Dedge. Yeah? Vivi, you ready to kill me? I believe that you can do it this turn. Okay, with a little enthusiasm. That's 6. You gotta cast one more non-creature spell. That's it, just one. And that's the win. Good game. They'll swing in, deal 7. Swing and deal 7. Some people. Chandra Hope's Beacon is going to be burning me out and taking out my things while doubling spells. Very often, doubling land destruction. I do have a turn 1 L-side, a turn 3 Enduring Vitality, a little bit of like kind of funky ramp here, but I don't think it's going to be safe because this is typically a big red control deck. I will keep this land instead, or keep this hand instead. I got these lands here. I got a discount spell. Hopefully Calyx can survive a turn cycle and start cloning things, but maybe not. Starfield Mystic I don't think will survive, but I'm still going to play it and hope for the best. Nope. Got suplexed. Ragavan swings in and they get Ramp. Also, my Nyx Bloom Ancient. Sure. I'll play Enduring Vitality next. Sorry, Calyx. They're both, like, sort of 3/3s, but if this one dies and doesn't get exiled, at least it comes back. Good, they didn't attack in. I like them not attacking in. I will attack in. And rather than try to stop them from playing Chandra next turn, I'm going to go for Omen Path Journey. I'm kind of playing the long game here. This is going to set me up with a bunch of different pieces of ramp. And those pieces of ramp, I just want them over time. I'm going to get some things that are either good with the deck, like Nesting Grounds, things that come in tapped, like this Lush Portico, Restless Prairie. Let's see, what else? Have any other lands that would be coming in tapped, because those are the ones I want to prioritize here. Throw in a fetch and a forest. Actually, plains. Oh wait, Razor Verge. There we go. I got Land, it's Restless Prairie. Big score, yeah. So I don't think I would have been able to stop them from getting out Chandra anyway. That's kind of the philosophy I was going with on that last turn. Of like, I know I can't stop it. What do I do instead? All right, so here's Ugin. Ugin can destroy this or this. And now they can either protect Ugin, that was free, or they can attack in and get a treasure. I can attack in and kill Ugin using a Restless Prairie if I shock this in. It's not really doing what I'm doing in the deck, but I don't think it's that bad. Or I can go for Yuna. I'm gonna go for Yuna, and I'm gonna play her first. You wanna know the reasoning? It's because I wanna gain 3 life. I'm aware she can -5 and kill both, but... Oh yeah, Trample. That also kills you. And then also I get the Omen Path Journey back. The lands that I had exiled before are gone, but whatever, I'll put 5 basics under there. Sweet, winning. Rankle, Pitiless, Trickster. This Rankle is a enter the battlefield, unlike the other Rankle, if I remember right. Yeah, when it enters, you can sacrifice a creature, discard a card, and your opponent does the same. Yeah, that would work. I think I'll have to curse him. I assume this is a mono-black discard deck. Whenever a player discards a card, Rankle grows. Rankle, Pitiless, Trickster. There it is. Yeah, this is an arena-only Rankle, so if you're wondering who the heck is that, that's who it is. They're inquiring about Kozilek. He's not here, but Sithis is, and I would absolutely get rid of it. Sithis, I would say, is the alternate commander of this deck. It is also just a horrendously strong card. If you are playing an Enchantress deck and you want to know what is like the best value, what is the strongest one, it's Sithis, because she comes out on turn 2. Oh, they're hitting my hand again. This is not technically a discard, but they're able to attack my hand, permanently exiling my Fenrir. I'm actually a little sad that they didn't gift me a card and steal. Like, you don't want to do crime? I don't think I cast Cruel Claw's Heist without gifting a card, because I like stealing so much. A black cat, when it dies, I'll discard. And this is the most important of these cards in my hand, so I will play it and swing in. Nesting Grounds lets me move the finality counters from my reanimated things onto their things. Yay! And there goes the last card in my hand, Windswept Heath. Guardian of New Benalia also lets me discard. Not that I need to do more of it. I don't need cards in hand, but I would have liked to have had my 5th mana so I could... Yuna. I might draw it. Who knows? If I play an enchantment, I might find one. Alright, cool. You're a land. Sort of. Enough. This will make me an everywhere. Put a Lush Portico in hand. I'll just drop that. And you guys are just going to attack separately. I could do the Scry on the Enlist here, but I'd rather attack wide since they had 2 little weenies. Right now, by the way, that's their 3rd land. They have been playing all these super cheap discard spells, but they haven't been getting lands. Admittedly, a lot of my lands happened that last turn. Yuna. She's got a little ward. Swinging in with these. They could double block. I don't care about that. That's fine. And we grab Sithis. Constellation trigger, and none of them were lands. Briar Reach Sanitarium sure does make both players draw and discard. This, by the way, is actually a card that I was thinking about putting in this deck. Didn't end up putting it in. It is a way to, like, put things in a graveyard, but didn't quite make the cut. Did I have fun? I feel like my opponent didn't do much, so not really. Acererak, the Archlich. They are going to be comboing out. I love having the summon Titan here, but this hand is so slow otherwise. I don't think I can keep it. This is also fairly slow. I'm going to do a double mulligan here. Keep this and drop one of these lands or maybe L-side. I'll drop the, drop this Prismatic Vista. Oh, wait, no, because that lets me bring in this. I'll drop the Plains because I can now, play this, use it to get a force, so that comes in untapped. Oh, and I'm getting Thought Seized anyway. So if you don't know Acererak's combos, you make him cost essentially 0 mana, and you just keep casting him, going through the Dungeon of the Mad Mage until your opponent dies. There's other ways you can do it, though. That's just the main one. Sometimes it's Paradox Engine, sometimes it's not. I'm actually going to go with the Restless Prairie to start here. Put my Ghostly Dancer in the graveyard. Don't make me discard. Make me discard this. Make me discard the card that I can bring back with Yuna real good. This is a lot more removal than Acererak's decks usually run. They usually run a good amount. But this is more than I would expect. They discard, kill spell. Maybe they just found all of it right on the top. Problem with going for green is that it means that I'm unable to cast this for Impending unless I get another white source. Good part about it, though, comes in untapped. Okay, cool. There's another white source, so I can cast this for Impending next turn. And they started the Dungeon of the Mad Mage. They gained 1 life. Aetherflux Reservoir, that's another one of their potential win cons. Alright, you know what? I got stuff in the graveyard. Yuna, do Yuna things. You. Nah. Okay. As I said, more kill spells than I'm used to from Acererak. Winter Moon? Oh, at least I put a Utopia Sprawl on that, huh? One, two, three, 4 mana this turn. Winter Moon goes to jail. Winter Moon goes to jail. I think that I can probably aggro them out. We'll see. They've had a very weird start for this kind of deck, so that's why I'm going to just try to be aggressive. Let me see if I can surveil an awesome card into the hello. Yuna, do the thing! I got Knights it around. For free, because I put it in the graveyard with my Lush Portico. Nice. Aetherflux Reservoir in Brawl is not a wild choice because you use it with Paradox Engine, which is not banned in this format. Or you, as I said before, make Acererak cost nothing to cast, and you just keep casting him over and over and over until you gain enough life to kill your opponent. Big buff. I'm gonna be getting knights on knights on knights on knights. Gaming. Yeah, I hit them with the llama land. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. Yuna did great. When she actually sticks, she's a force to be reckoned with. And the rest of the Selesnya cards in this deck are also really good. I feel like this was already such a good Selesnya package that we have in Arena for enchantments, Sithis, Calyx, and similar, that adding Yuna as the commander means that even if you can't do what she does, the deck still operates incredibly well because you're able to play all the other good enchantments card. I do like that this is an excuse to run bigger, scarier enchantments rather than lots of teeny tiny enchantments, and it also gives you the perfect excuse to play Starfield of Nyx because you're already putting enchantments into your graveyard, and it also animates a bunch of your enchantments if you get enough of them out. I didn't get to do it in this video, but I had done it on the first day when I had built and tested this deck. It's really rad when it happens. I think that this is a cool deck. It's a good deck, and I'll recommend it if you are looking for a non-Sithis version of Enchantress. It's a very different version of Enchantress. I think it's probably not quite as strong, but it's more explosive when you get it to go, because suddenly Bahamut, suddenly Knights of the Round, suddenly Overwhelming Splendor, and it gives you an excuse to focus a little bit more on ramp. If you're looking for my deck list, you can find it in the description of the video. And if you'd like to see more Final Fantasy commanders, please let me know in the comments which ones you'd like to see me build. I've already pre-built a bunch of them because I want to be able to record them right away when the set comes out. So here I am, I'm making my way through them. They're really fun, and I'm glad that I got to record Yuna so early on because, well, she's a character I like, and this is a deck I like too. Thank you so much for watching, and have a brawlful day.